Asserting boundaries is not mean, although it can feel that way when you're hurting people's feelings or having to set boundaries that makes them feel uncomfortable or inconveniences them. You feel like you're being mean because look at how it's making them feel. But that's not what being mean is. Being mean is cruelty. It's not cruelty to express boundaries, even though it does all of those things, like hurt their feelings. But when you don't set boundaries, you're having to overextend yourself, and you can eventually get resentful, and the resentment can build into bitterness, and the bitterness builds, and soon enough you hate the person, or you might feel angry toward the person. But really, the problem was that you didn't set the boundaries. So you're like this, perhaps because of your childhood. People with CPTSD grew up believing that saying no or asking for space was selfish, and it wouldn't be acceptable to try to have your own space. It was not respected by your parents that you would have your own space. And so the truth is, the lack of boundaries doesn't make relationships better. It doesn't make you closer to, oh, we have no boundaries between us. That means we're close. Actually, that makes your relationship toxic. That's what it means. You have no boundaries, therefore you are in a toxic relationship. That's the reality of it. The reality is, the less you set those boundaries, the more you overgive, the more you overextend, and then eventually resentment, bitterness. Your discomfort is an indication to you that you need to set up a boundary. We don't want to overdo the boundaries where we're creating walls that just shut people out. We just want to have a guardrail that keeps the relationship safe for both people. Because it's really not safe for them if you're being triggered into fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. Because the fight and the flight could really hurt them. Maybe not so much the freeze and fawn, but when you start getting mean and exploding because you had to snap because it was just too much at a certain point, but it was you who didn't set the boundaries early enough, or when you run away, disappear, and ghost them because you can't take it anymore, right? It's not safe for them. So keep the relationship safe for you and for them by setting boundaries. Next time you feel guilty for saying no, remind yourself, I'm not being mean. This isn't cruelty. This is making the relationship sustainable. This is actually a kindness, because when you inform someone of how they can act around you so that you don't view them as an irritation, you're helping them to be a better friend to you. You're helping the relationship to thrive. People want to know, am I annoying? Am I doing something that irritates you? And then when you tell them, a healthy person is like, say less. I don't mind changing, accommodating, doing whatever it takes to make sure you're comfortable. I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. And I'd be willing to actually go out of my way, inconvenience myself to make sure you're comfortable, because that's a part of love. That's how healthy people feel. That's how genuine connections feel. They respect your boundaries very deeply. So don't worry about even being perfect about expressing them or having perfect boundaries. Don't worry about them getting their feelings hurt. It's something we all have to deal with. It's part of growing up. Oh, there's another person there. All right. It hurts. It's inconvenient. Maybe I don't like it. Maybe it makes me uncomfortable. But they're there, and I need to learn that. And I need to know what they want from me, what they need, so that I can stop being so irritating to them. So do the loving thing. Tell people, no. Or I only do it this way, or I don't like this, and can you please stop that? Set boundaries. That's not mean. That's actually loving.